Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, in deck number 778, we're going to talk about Wulfgar of Icewind Dale. Now, I know Wulfgar is a member of the Legendary Party. I don't know anything about that. All I know is what we got here, which is a 5-mana 4/4 human barbarian with melee. That matters. And then, if a creature you control attacking would cause a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. Only use the word trigger 3 times there. Anyway, so anytime it says a permanent you control says when blah 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 attacks, that happens twice. So, hence the melee here. When this creature attacks, it gets +1/+1 till end of turn for each opponent you attack this combat. So melee would trigger twice. So that is exactly where I went. It is Gruul. It is a lot of creatures and a lot of attack triggers. Let's get into it. These are creatures, enchantments, everything. We're just going to start randomly here with Rampaging Brontodon. When it attacks, it gets +1/+1 for each land you control. Wow, so that's going to happen twice if Wulfgar's out. Oh, and it has trample. And it's a 7/7. Yeah. Kessig Cage Breakers. Attacks, put a wolf token into play. Tapped and attacking for each creature card in your graveyard. Now, we have a lot of creatures. Board wipes are going to ensue at the table. And this thing could potentially make just a bunch of wolves. Grand Warlord Rada. Add that much in any combination of red or green mana. Wow. Overwhelming Instinct, an enchantment. Whenever you attack with 3 or more creatures, draw a card, so you're going to draw 2. Now, Savage Ventmaw is... Whoop. Fall in there. Savage Ventmaw, great card. If you've got the Aggravated Assault, run it. But I do not. Getting 12 mana just when this thing attacks is kind of sick. Inferno Titan, when it attacks, it just passes out a lightning bolt. Now 2. Rubble Belt Rioters. Haste, that's not nothing. +X +over X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Wow. Wild Beastmaster. Each other creature you control gets +X +X, where X is Wild Beastmaster's power. So we're, probably want to pump that up a little bit. You've been waiting for it. Ulamog's Crusher. Annihilator 2 has that text whenever this creature attacks. So Annihilator is going to trigger twice. Now, if you've got the big Eldrazi, that's... Cultivator of Blades. Attacks, you may have other attacking creatures get +X +X, where X is Cultivator Blade's power. Now, we are obviously going to put the 2 counters on Cultivator when it comes into play. But I love some Myriad with this deck. So, whenever this creature attacks, for each opponent other than defending player, you put a token copy into play. So, whoever you're attacking is actually getting the better end of the stick. So, if you're... Because they're only getting the original copy. Everybody else is getting 2 copies of this coming at them. Same with the War Chief Giant. Also has Myriad and Haste. Gallia may be a loose include, I know. But we're red-green. I'll take the card draw wherever we can get it. When you attack with 3 or more creatures, you may discard a card at random to draw 2. Rubble Belt Raiders now, not Riders. Put a +1/+1 counter on it for each attacking creature you control. Well, this is a attacky deck, right? Blossoming Bog Beast. When it attacks, you gain 2 life. Then creatures you control gain trample and X, where X is the amount of life you gain. That's neat. Bane of Balaged. Doesn't use the Annihilator trigger, just says, hey, you're going to exile 4 permanents. That's kind of sick. Curse of Predation. You curse a player and then... more counters, that's right. Coastline Marauders. +1 for each land defending player control. So now +2 for each land. That's a bunch. Targnar. If you attacked with creatures total 6 or power, yeah. And then you've got the cool double mechanic there. The Dreadhorde Arcanist. Instant or sorcery, twice. Hand of Emrakul, you know, it's got Annihilator 1, that's the only reason why it's in there. Werewolf Pack Leader. Draw some cards. Hans Eriksson, because it's funny, that's why. The big thing, though, is Druid's Repository. Yeah, this is some mana right here. Because whenever a creature you control attacks, you just put a counter on it. So you put 2 counters per creature. And you get, oh, yeah. Tuya Bearclaw. It gets big. And then one of my personal favorites is Nakata War Pride. Because, yeah, getting all those Cat Warriors. Yeah, twice. Funny. So let's look at our ramp, shall we? I tried to go as hard into the creature aspect of ramp as I could to facilitate the, attacking with a whole bunch of stuff thing. So we have Llanowar Druid. My bad. Llanowar Elves. Paradise Druid. Hedron Crawler. Elvish Mystic. Goblin Anarchomancer. Zerta Druid's a personal favorite. Secure Tribe Elder. Elysian Carotid. I really like the Frontier Guide. This thing doesn't see... And I realize there's a certain appeal to the fast pace, but if you can stick this on turn 2, you're always going to come out ahead. I have gotten 6 or 7 lands out of this thing before it's died in a board wipe, which is really, really good. Circle of Dreams Druid. I mean, we are playing heavy creatures, so why not? Boreal Druid. Then we get into our rocks. Soul Ring. Gruul Signet. Talisman of Impulse. Gruul Locket. Gruul Cluestone. Hedron Archive. Atarka's Monument is nice here. You can turn it into a dragon if so needed. Pristine Talisman to kind of go with that 1 life gain card. Untamed Wilds and Rampant Growth are the only 2 spell-based that we have. Card draw, we have Soul of Harvest. I mean, it's a heck of a card. Humble Defector. You might can make some deals. Rite of Flourishing and a Harmonize. Now, before we get to the removal, I've got 4 other cards here that I just really like, so I put them in. Rhythm of the Wild. Having Riot, +1 counter or haste. Gosh, that is beautiful. That first line is not nothing either. Can't be countered. Overrun. It's a creature deck. Lurking Predators. We have a whole lot of creatures, so I felt that Lurking Predators could do some work in here. Now, I have Soldier of Fortune. I can't tell you why. I build these decks in stages, and I had Soldier of Fortune in here, and it's funny. It's surely funny with all those top of the deck tutors, but I don't know. I like it. And randomly, it'll come in useful one day, and it'll be an epic play. But let's get to removal, shall we? Of course, I have the Naturalize, Return to Nature, Reclamation Sage. Hull Breach is a good one. Sensei would be proud. Acidic Slime, Whirlwind, and Guttural Response. And that is going to lead us to our non-basic lands. There's a few here. We got that cool Evolving Wild. Crackground Pathway, Rugged Highland, Mountain Valley, Fungal Reaches, Gruul Guildgate, Stomping Ground, Rootbound Crag, Gruel Turf, Temple of Abandon, Command Tower, Highland Weald, Kazandu Refuge, Mog Hollows, there's our Rogue's Passage, Highland Forest, Timber Gorge, and lastly, our Terramorphic Expanse. So that is 778, Mr. Wulfgar. I haven't had a chance to play this one yet. I am looking forward to playing it as I record, probably tomorrow. So it might be decent, might not. We will find out. But let's go put it on the wall, shall we? You'll have to excuse me. I've been at the gym today, so I'm 778's on the wall. I do apologize for the lateness of this particular video. If you're watching it after today, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I thought I had one uploaded, but apparently I didn't. So this one's a little later than normal by like, I don't know, 13 hours. But anyway, I do appreciate y'all watching. Y'all let me know what you think. But right now, we're going to shuffle and cut.